My name is Jeff. Naughty, naughty. We'll do it live. Fuck it. That's what she said.
Get your hand off my penis! Did I stutter?
Hairy balls.
Maybe fuck yourself.
Hello, America. It's time to check the nonsense at the door, clear the cobwebs between your ears, and have a rational-ish conversation. This is the lost art of common sense.
I recently asked my friend's little girl what she wanted to be when she grows up. She said she wanted to be the President of the United States. Both of her parents, liberal Democrats, were standing there. So I asked her, if you were president, what would be the first thing you would do? Well, she replied, I'd give food and houses to all the homeless people. Her parents beamed. Wow, what a worthy goal, I told her. But you don't have to wait until you're president to do that. You see, you can come over to my house right now, and you can mow the lawn, pull weeds, and sweep my driveway, and I'll pay you $50. Then, I'll take you over to the grocery store where that homeless guy hangs out, and you can give him the $50 to use toward food and a new house. She thought that over for a few seconds, then she looked me straight in the eye and asked, why doesn't the homeless guy come over and do the work, and you can just pay him the $50? I said, welcome to the Republican Party. Her parents are still not speaking to me.
That's right, America. I'm Josh.
I'm Kevin.
And I'm Matt.
And this is the lost art of common sense. And you're lucky enough to have me back in the chair.
Yeah.
No more of these boring, annoying people left to their own devices.
That is true. We are boring and annoying. I'm more annoying than... Well, I'm more annoying and boring. God damn.
Yeah. You're pretty bad.
I'm like the whole thing wrapped in one.
That's right. And this show is brought to you by our merch shop. Link in the description below. And
buy our shit.
We may have another sponsor tonight, so I don't know. Tonight, I want to talk about how things are looking good. Things are looking up, but the Dems seem to hate it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird.
They surely do.
So let's start off with you, Kevin. In the U.S. and on the world stage, are things, in fact, looking up? And feel free to give some examples.
I believe so. The economy around the world is looking better. Obviously, these trade deals are looking better. People panicked for a while about the Trump tariffs, but that seems to be what he did it as a strategic ploy to lower tariffs for everybody. So that seems to be good. He's trying to make peace around the world with, even like Syria right now. He tried to make them, be like, hey, don't be a bunch of assholes. Then Ukraine and Russia are closer than they ever been to peace talks, although I have my doubts on it. And Israel and Palestine is Israel and Palestine. And I just don't think that will ever change. At least not until the second coming.
I wonder if that's the peace treaty.
The old
Antichrist
Antichrist
on the four horsemen.
Only the Antichrist can make that happen.
A lot of people. There are some people that think the Antichrist has been born and he's an American Muslim.
Did you know? There's some Pope theory that this is the last Pope before the end of the world.
Because he's a Chicago Bears fan.
I mean, that should be the reason. But I don't think that was prophesized. Like their whole Pope wall or whatever, it ends at this one. So they're saying that they predicted it way back when how many popes there would be, and that he could unleash the
McGregor is
Antichrist.
going to be the next. Ewan McGregor is going to be the next pope after this guy.
Well,
and
yeah,
then
he's going to steal some antimatter.
Yeah, and actually do it by the book this time, and not fucking whatever the hell that movie was.
Angels and Demons.
Yeah, I know that movie. I love that book.
Well, what do you
book's
think,
better
Matt?
than the movie.
Give me some examples of things that have been looking up.
The sky.
That is.
Um,
I don't know. My life sucks pretty bad, so
yeah. I don't know because I think he's trying to make everything better. I do think he's doing a good job at trying to mend relationships between countries and stuff and helping the peace out. Tariffs, yeah, those are kind of slowing down a little bit with people hating them, but everybody's going to hate them, especially the Democrats. They're always going to say something about it. As far as making things better on the whole, I guess we'll see. I think he's doing a good job starting it, but we'll see how it goes.
yeah. I mean, a
I
lot
know
of
that's not a
prices are
great
down,
answer.
fuel's down, energy costs are down,
Is it?
border secure, deporting criminals. I think the temperature worldwide has gone down a bit. Russia and Ukraine are still, well, Putin's kind of being a douche, so we'll see how that works.
I
Yeah.
feel like that. I mean, that's just kind of who
But
he is.
well, it's funny though because
He's-
it does seem like everyone. Now, granted, a lot of the experts, so you got to really look into who you're getting your information from as far as experts go. A lot of them were saying that all these terrorists going to wreck the economy. We're going to go into a recession. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. Yet somehow, none of that happened. The stock market is back
actually
up to
looks
where
like
it was.
They're taking us out of recession warning area.
Yeah. So, Kevin, is Trump some kind of savant, lucky, or is it just his business background working for him?
I think it's a little bit of everything. I think he is I think he's a at business and negotiations. So I think that is his biggest strength. Obviously, you do have to be lucky in some ways to get some things done. Some things will fall into your lap. Like I don't know, like the tariff thing. I don't know. I think he actually wanted to do like high tariffs on everybody and get money generated that far that way. But the stock market took such a hit that he pivoted, and I think that's one of his best,
It wasn't
attributes.
the stock market.
The
It was
guy
the
can
bond
pivot
market.
quickly. He won't say he was wrong about anything, but he will change his tactics if something doesn't look like it's going to work.
Well, yeah, Japan started dumping bonds.
Yeah. So that was a big deal.
And the reason why we had to bail is because of past bad decisions that were made that got us $30 trillion in debt.
Yeah.
That's why you can't afford. If you're not in debt, it doesn't matter. People are dumping bonds.
Exactly.
Because then they're just costing them. Of course, if we weren't in debt, our bonds would be worth a shit ton of money and they wouldn't be dumping them. But yeah, I think he played it well. What do you think, Matt? Is he a savant?
Savant?
I think he thinks he is. I think he's very, very.
Look, I don't think he. I don't know. He probably does, but think about how the Democrats, the media, they all try to play him. I mean, is he just that good at playing people, or is he just
very,
the
very,
luckiest
very good
man
at
on the
playing.
planet?
I think he does have luck on his side, but I think he is very, very intelligent and very good at playing people. He's been playing people basically his whole life. So he knows how to read them. He knows how to get what he wants out of them. I think he's good that way. And I think it's with his business intelligence too. I think that's also helping him out with negotiations, with just dealing with media and everybody, other politicians, stuff like that. Plus, right now, he's just doing what he wants to do. He also has a lot of people with him that are smart. They're not total idiots. So I think it also has a lot to do with that, with the help he's getting.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It just seems like even back during his first term and even during the Biden years, he would do stuff that annoyed the crap out of me, and somehow it always turned out in his favor. Like, he is very good at trolling people.
Yeah, might be one of his greatest gifts is trolling people.
Oh yeah,
Trolling and
very good at
manipulating to steer people in a direction that he wants.
yes. Yes.
I mean, so the way he's reshaping global trade, it's anti-globalism. Like I mean, every country is negotiating for their benefit. It's not just like he's not really negotiating like U.S. first at the expense of everyone else. Like a lot of these, they open up the markets. Things are gonna be better for their people. It's gonna drive innovation in their countries, and then so the way he's operating it now, if these deals run out, I think the whole globalist World Economic Forum has taken a pretty big knockdown.
Well, Klaus Schwab got kicked out of the WEF, so.
Yeah, and then they reelected some creepy as fuck looking dude.
Why do they always electing people who look like Bond villains?
Yeah, either sounds like one or looks like one. Well, Schwab, he did too, but and he's like the dude. What the hell is he? He was a CEO of some like American company, but dude looks evil as fuck. But do you think they've knocked the globalists back? And if so, how long do you think before we have to put up with their shit again about eating bugs? Yeah, that's right, Matt. They wanted us to eat bugs.
Till the next Democrat gets elected.
Aaron Rodgers, 6?
Listen, it's not going to take them. People, unless they ratify a lot of this stuff that Trump's doing in Congress, it won't last. I'm sorry. They will. All these executive orders will be crossed out once the next Democrat gets in the power, and let it be 4 years, 8 years, 12 years. It will happen again. It's just how it is. People, even in good times, people think they can somehow. In good times, they think they should be more. I don't know. Woke. Then that shit ruins the country.
I think
I think
good time, especially for people who either make a lot of money and don't put a lot of effort into it, or are living off the system, creates a sense of guilt.
Yes.
So then everyone should have this because we have all this. It's going great right now, and then that's what wrecks it.
Yeah, then it wrecks it, and that's when the Democrat will be put back into power, and all this shit, and we're going to go back to a globalist fucking type of world. That's just how it's going to be. So we have until the next Democrat gets elected.
So you think Democrats will usher in globalism?
Yes,
because they do believe in
they've
globalism.
already shown it. They wanted to.
Yeah. Well, it's obvious that Trump has been right, strangely, about most things that he's been talking about, just how they've turned out, and everyone thought. Anybody who thought that China was going to win a trade war with us is an idiot. It doesn't pay attention to anything.
Matt, you take this one.
But is it a good strategy, Matt, for the Dems to completely craft themselves as nothing more than Trump agenda roadblocks? Because you never really hear anything coming out of the Democrat Party other than we got to stop Trump.
Oh, they're just shouting to shout, and they're getting mad because Trump said 5 words, so let's just nitpick every 5 fucking words that he's saying and just go off on it. I don't think, even if he said something good, or something that they liked, not something good, something they liked, they wouldn't like it. They'd be like, nope, he's evil, he needs to go away, fuck Trump. So I don't understand it.
I guess I'll give a couple Dems credit. I guess there were a couple Democrats that came out that worked for Biden that was actually giving Trump props on his Middle East tour.
Yeah, and I'm not saying every Democrat. It's just the majority. You go on TikTok, and the overall, it's just like.
Yeah, their overall strategy just seems like they're just hell bent on anti-Trump.
Yeah, and if you're anywhere close to Trump, you're in their crosshairs, and it's just stupid.
I'm sorry, but they're picking the side of gang members, wife beaters, and child rapists. This is the side they're picking, and it was already a losing issue for them for all immigration.
That's why they lost in 2016. Why they lost in 2020.
Yeah, and why they lost in 2024 because immigration is a huge deal, and they're on the opposite side. Until they figure that out,
they're the party of the 20%.
Yeah, they picked the wrong. 80-20 issues. They picked the 20%. You're right. like having men and women's sports. Nobody wants that. I mean, there's just every issue that is 80-20, they take the 20% side. I don't know why, but I mean, that is their main base. All the 20%ers are their main base.
Do you think the Dems would have gotten as far down this rabbit hole as they have if it wasn't for the media?
No, because the media backs them. You know, no matter what dumbass thing they come out with, the media will be like, "No, this is why it's a good thing," even if it's the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, and the more outrageous what they say, the more attention they're going to get, and then that says, "Hey, I'm going to move up in the position." No, you fucking dumb.
Yeah,
yeah, that's what is annoying about it, because it's the whole reason why there's freedom of press, and that's protected, is because it's supposed to be a check against the federal government, keeping them honest, and then all the mainstream media has just become propaganda machines, which I would say that is not covered under constitutional right. If you're flat out spreading propaganda, you should 100% be able to be charged, which Trump's been suing the shit out of everybody, and he has been winning some libel cases. But also, if you're going out and saying a bunch of shit that's not true and it incites a riot, you should be held liable for that.
Yeah.
So that's just what I think on that. I mean, yeah. Is there a point in which the Dems actually wake up, or will there need to be a new party made of like center-left MAGA supporters? Like, can you see the Democrats, even if things get good? I mean, I don't know how, because even when Trump's gone, I'm assuming if another Republican gets elected in 28, it's going to be a MAGA Republican or somebody he anoints. So they're going to keep fighting against, they'll just shift from Trump to MAGA or whatever. If they keep going down this rabbit hole, is the party going to survive, or do you think there'll be a peel off from the actual MAGA movement that's not crazy left, but just center left?
I mean,
or do you think they'll have a Trump style-esque non-communist populist candidate?
Good. Kevin?
Oh, okay. I was waiting for you to answer that, Matt, because you started there a minute ago. Then
I did, and then I lost track of what I was saying.
Yeah, I know Josh interrupted you, so I was like,
yes.
Yeah, way you go, Josh.
Apologize for nothing.
Welcome back. Welcome back, Josh.
I'm like, okay, well, is he not going to talk what he's supposed to? Or I don't know. I think they'll wake up because they're going to have to. They got to, or they're going to be obsolete, and we're going to be a one-party nation for the most part. Because I mean, you're going to have a few Democrats, but you're not going to have, the amount that you have right now if they don't wake up. There's going to have to be a centrist movement in the Democrat Party itself, and it's just that the loudest and most annoying people are the ones on the far left, and they're the ones getting all the news coverage. And I mean, just look at that guy doing the guy from Minnesota or whatever, Michigan, maybe Michigan. That's trying to do impeach Trump.
Oh, the
Indian dude who can barely speak English. Yeah, he's a far left lunatic, and like even his own party's like, no, this guy's dumb.
Well, I know they tried. Did they succeed in ousting Hogg as the DNC chair?
I heard something like that.
I know they were trying to oust him because
what's his name?
Something Hoggs.
Yeah, David Hogg's being kicked out of the vice presidency of the DNC.
I don't understand how that dude actually got in that position. He has zero background in anything. I know that he went to the school where that shooting was in Florida, where
Parkland?
the cops sat outside.
Was it Parkland?
I think it was Parkland. But then there's a lot of rumors going around. Maybe not necessarily rumors that he actually wasn't at the school when it happened, but he's used that as a pivot to get to where he's at. Other than that, he has no real experience.
No, he's a pretty big social media person, or has a bunch of people.
That's it. Like how the hell he became how anybody listens to him is beyond me. Because he started off as being a staunch gun control activist, And then he's like, "Oh yeah, listen to me for DNC stuff."
Yeah.
But apparently he got a little too loud. I don't know if they actually ousted him, but I know that there was a move to do it.
I think he said some controversial stuff, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, like replace Schumer.
Yeah.
I mean, everything. If you're not a far leftist, everything he says is like, oh, everything he says is controversial. Can the Dems win again in the current state that they're in?
No.
No.
Matt, take this.
Yeah, kind of like what I was going to say in my last answer was, unless they wake up, unless they figure out, hey, what we're doing right now is not working, and we're just fading more and more into, what the hell is the word I'm looking for?
Oblivion?
Into nothing.
Into the ether.
Yes, into the ether. No, I don't think they have a chance. I mean, their top dog who they're putting up is AOC. No. She's hot, but no, she's fucking crazy. And their second person up
You must
is
be a big
probably-
equine fan.
A what?
He loves the
An
horses.
equestrian, are you?
Oh, yeah. Get the reference.
Yeah.
Because she has a horse face.
Yeah.
Now I get it. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, well, her popularity is kind of like they show all these people, but they strategically put their speeches at big events. But yeah, they have their radical base, but that's not going to move the center of the country. The problem, like, I think that the reason why they're not going to win either is because it's not only like they sit there and craft like, oh, what do we need to? It's kind of messed up when you think about it. They only care about winning. They don't care about and really both sides are probably that way. But like they're trying to like, oh, what can we say to win elections again? We need to win. Just like that Scarborough guy who somehow always has food on his face. But he's like, what's your strategy? Win. We need to win. It's like, okay, so you don't care about the country. You don't care about making things better. You don't care about a stable world economy or world. You just want to win. That's the problem. There's, other than like, they've turned their entire program into making people feel like victimhood, and then separating the country into all these little groups. And I just don't. If they keep going down the path, I just can't see them ever being able to turn that around. Because it's like, oh, well, we're gonna blame this, blame that. I'm like, but what are you going to do? That's not gonna just totally torpedo the economy, which was what I guarantee you was their plan. That's why they were spending money like crazy, because the only way to reset the system is to break it.
Well, they're going to break into federal buildings because they can go there. They've never been there in their entire life, but they can go. So they're going to break in. That's what they're going to do.
I bet your microphone's gross right now, Kevin. You're gross.
No, it's fine.
What do you think the
gonna say,
future
cover my
brings,
mouth when I
Matt?
sneeze.
Huh?
You look into your crystal ball. What do you think? What do you think the future brings? Are you actually looking into a crystal? Do you have a crystal ball?
No, I don't have a fucking crystal ball.
What are you conjuring over there?
A crystal ball.
Oh, shit, I got one.
Does it got smoke and an old white lady in it?
You don't worry about what my crystal balls get.
Balls
Put
now.
plural.
As
Why
I
did you
was
make that
saying
plural?
I didn't make it plural. My ball has got.
You said balls.
Anyway, I said my balls got.
So what do you think the
Okay.
future brings? Stare into your
Anyway.
balls and tell me what you think the future brings.
What do your balls say, Matt?
What do you got, guys? What do you got? Oh, nobody's watching anyway. I got nothing. No.
You got no balls?
Man.
Dude, that
Goodbye.
sucks. I didn't mean to out that on the internet like
Good night.
that. So much.
You guys have a great weekend.
We don't have a HIPAA policy on this show.
We got a eunuch. So, we're diverse.
Oh, you know where I live.
That's why he's so into Egypt. I
Yeah.
wanted to be one so bad. What do you think, Kevin? Well, Matt collects his thoughts and gets all the balls out of his brain.
Without consulting my balls, I will say that. Why did he turn around? But without consulting my balls, I believe that that the Republicans will have control for at least the next election cycle. I don't know if midterms are going to go well. We'll see how that goes because I don't know.
Now, why do you
midterms
think it
never
wouldn't go well? Do you think just typically like when Republicans win, the other side
because they don't do anything. So what people don't like is when nothing gets done. And I don't know. I just feel like it's a ripe time for the Democrats to take control of the House at least, I think.
But see, that's why I think it's a right time for these assholes Republicans in Washington that never do anything to be primaried. You don't solve your problem like, oh, I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to vote because they're not doing anything.
Yeah, but people don't vote like that. They're never like, oh, it's my guy's fault. It's everybody else's fault. So then they don't get primaried or they always get reelected. Then they'll lose because, you'll hear a bunch of Trump is Hitler, Trump is fascist shit, which will get a bunch of Democrats out. Something will happen. Something will drop right before the midterm to make it look like Republicans are bad, and people will believe it. If it's a lie or not, it doesn't matter because by the time, the damage will be done, much like the Charlottesville shit and all the other shit they did last time.
So made quite a bit of money off of that.
Well, I know, but I mean, they won. They won midterms on that.
Yeah.
So, it could happen again, but I think in the presidential election, I think Republicans are primed to win at least the next election cycle, which I think will be J.D. Vance. Then, depending how that cycle goes, he probably becomes a 2-term president. Then I don't know. Maybe the Dems will wise up by then.
Yeah, I don't know. It all depends.
Or the country will be going well, and then like the old, all of a sudden people were like, "Oh, we're doing so well. Maybe we should have more social policies and blah blah blah." And like the Democrat, and the world will go to shit.
It'd be really nice if we would break that cycle.
Yeah, but that's what happens.
You never know. Maybe in the next 2 or 3 election cycles, we'll actually figure out perpetual energy, and we can have all that free shit, and we'd all just become morbidly obese people.
I think we need replicators to have
around in
free
chairs.
shit. We need replicators.
Yeah, that's what I need.
I know.
So what do you think, man? Have you collected your thoughts? What does the future bring?
Did you consult?
Oh, my balls say.
Are
My
they
balls
tingling?
tell me.
My balls say a hefty coating of Mando. That's the masculine version of Lumi.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Thanks. God damn it! Now I lost my train of thought.
That's my superpower. Turning
That's
your
great.
brain
You're-
off. It's very specific and limited.
Should have drank that freaking liquor. No, I think it's kind of about the same. I think the Republicans are gonna get the next election and maybe the next 2 because I don't think the Democrats are gonna get their shit together enough, and I don't think they really have anybody to do that or to get centered around. I believe. I don't know. It's just going to be more of the same bullshit, but I'm hoping that eventually, like, countries like Ukraine and Russia, they can figure their shit out. Like you said, Israel and Palestine, they'll never figure their shit out. But I'm hoping that doesn't affect the U.S. I think the U.S. is going to get better with a lot of their shit. I'm hoping that all the protests and riots and shit like that kind of go away. But I guess we'll see.
Those go away once people are held accountable for what they're doing. That's how they stomped it out in the 60s. That with the touch of violence.
And a draft, yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, I think I kind of agree. I just don't see anybody, especially on the whole country, like national election, anybody, like, people are floating Pete Buttigieg. Like, really? It's like, he's a failed
Seriously?
presidential candidate. Arguably one of the worst transportation secretaries the country's ever
Okay.
had.
Yes, good. You got it.
So, yeah, I mean, they're not serious right now. They're trying to hold on to power. They're not, and they're obviously in a vacuum, so I don't know. We'll see. It'll be interesting to see what the midterms bring. It is exhausting how our election cycle works, though.
I hate that there's midterms.
Yeah, it's just, well, you have to have midterms because you have 2-year terms for Congress.
I know.
So, I don't know. That wraps up the main topic. You got anything else?
Yeah.
Either one of you?
I really hope that they finally implement a freaking age cutoff for Congress. And
Dude, they
Senate.
can't even get them to stop trading on Wall Street. So what the fuck? I mean,
That's another thing, though. A congressman, you can tell that people are like running to pad their resume or get rich, because back in the day, people didn't want to be representatives, and now people literally go to school and then get out and they run for office
yeah.
with no life experience, and then dumbasses are stupid enough to elect them because they talk good.
Because that pipe doesn't go to the marshmallow room, it goes to the fudge room.
That didn't really fit the topic, but I like it.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, but
Are we talking about Pete Buttigieg again, or what are we doing?
well, that's
But,
what I was looking for when you were talking about it.
No, I mean, that's what happens. It's like, oh, he's articulate. He's saying good stuff. They're all slick. It's like Gavin Newsom's one of the slickest bastards.
Yeah,
in
but he
politics.
became slick way too. I mean, he's way too late on becoming a centrist. There's no way he's going to be able to.
I waited till my very last year where I was about to get kicked out of office to take care of the homeless.
Yeah, now they're taking care of the homeless problem. But I mean, it's too late.
You can't have a record that stretches back that far and think that that's not going to get thrown in your face. Like, well, I made some mistakes. That was
How's
my
that
fault.
monorail
That was all the
going?
mayor's, So I don't know. It'll be interesting It'll be interesting and annoying all at the same time. But let's roll into winners and losers of the week.
Cool.
In my book, you're a winner, too.
I think you're a loser.
Who's your loser, Kevin?
James Comey.
James Comey.
Yesterday on X, he put like a picture of seashells, and the seashells formed 8647. So basically 8647, which basically means get rid of Trump, is how people were taking it. I mean, he says he didn't know. He just found it that way, and he thought it was cool, so he took a picture of it. But come on, you were the former FBI director.
Yeah.
You don't know what 86 means? Seriously?
Yeah, I thought that was like slang. Like people would be like, yeah, he was 86th.
Yeah. So then some other influencer, one of them, what are the leftists with a K, starts with a K.
Okay.
Their last name like
and a third K?
Krasowski or I don't know, Krabopoulos, I don't know. But he had it in pool balls, put 8647. I guess the Secret Service visited them both.
Well, they should.
That makes sense.
And it's not even just because, like, if they're making a threat, they're putting the threat out there, and especially every side has their crazy assholes. But I think it's safe to say,
He was almost assassinated twice already.
Yeah, minus the firepower side, I think the right crazies probably have a few more of that. But, like, I would say right now, just because they're holding on to a reality that doesn't exist, the left's crazies are way more impressionable, and you should not be.
Well, I think just being on the left makes you more impressionable. They usually get the mentally unstable, the people with bipolar disease, depression.
Yeah.
That's the people who don't know if they're a man or a woman. They're the party of mental illness.
Yeah. So yeah, he is a loser. He should have been arrested for about like 6 or 7 other things before this one. So, they could probably just put a bunch of charges in the hat if they actually ever wanted to arrest him.
They should.
Espionage, stuff like that. Leaking
Being a
government
dick.
secrets.
He was my loser.
Who's your loser, Matt?
Mine, I couldn't really decide. I had a couple. A couple weeks ago, it was Ilhan Omar, because she's a
She need to
twatwaffle.
stay up there, really.
Yeah, she's just always thinks white men are the worst. They're the devil.
Even though
Should
she's
get rid
married
of
to
him.
one.
and her
I
brother.
thought she was married to her brother.
She was
Married to her
married
brother, and then had to get with this guy. But then she's
My
also
name is Jeff.
said, and then she also said, "Oh, I'm pure U.S." When she was coming over here to get in, she was like, "Yeah, I'm pure U.S. I'm going to help the U.S. thrive and stuff." And then she goes and says, "Nope, I'm Somalian or whoever." It's like I'm using my U.S. influence to help my country. So it's just dumb. My other one was the Tennessee judicial system for clearing 3 cops who beat a kid to death of all charges, even though there's no way in hell. There's 5 total cops involved with it. 2 of them took plea deals, and they actually testified against the other 3. And I think they're all getting charged with federal crimes, but the 3 are getting exonerated of everything in the state, so including murder.
So your loser is the prosecutor.
It's the judge.
Was it the judge?
It's the whole judicial system that said, "Hey, you guys are
What's up, Jared?
fine. You didn't
What up, Jared?"
do anything."
I think you're
Even though
supposed
you
to
beat
be
a kid to
working,
death.
but that's cool. No. You can watch and work at the same time.
Yes, you can.
And listen.
Uh,
Yeah, I think, yeah, I don't know.
It's
I
just
didn't
dumb.
look.
And then the
You
Washington
should have sent me that
protesters.
story.
I should.
Yeah, I didn't even
Man,
see
they-
that.
Matt's got
didn't
so
send
many
it?
losers.
I do. The frickin' Washington protesters, University of Washington.
Any
Fucking
protesters are losers.
Yeah,
I don't
there's a
care
lot
what
of
side
losers
you're on.
every week.
Yeah.
I can't stand protesters.
Yeah.
No.
Doesn't matter what.
Well,
they're
these ones
protesting.
they set fire to like 3 different buildings.
Well, then they
Yeah,
should
mostly
be.
peaceful then.
They should be.
Yeah.
that was a bit of
Mostly peaceful.
Mostly peaceful.
I just don't like protests. I think they're annoying. At least
They
the
are.
one, if somebody shows up with a bongo or any of that and starts chanting or singing stupid songs, it's like you're. Ugh.
Was it like when Trump got elected or something? People were protesting with dance.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's just. That's what happens when you live in an affluent country.
Yeah.
Just stupid shit. Here's my loser.
Your statement the other day after there was this incident in Newark, you said they better not touch our members.
Correct.
What happens if they were to go and arrest these members, or if they would try to sanction them here in the House of Representatives?
They'll find out.
What would you do?
They'll find out.
What recourse? I mean, but doesn't that broach a?
They'll find out.
Doesn't that go across?
That's a red line.
What's the red line though? I mean, I know we have this.
It's a red line. It's very clear. First of all, I think that the so-called Homeland Security spokesperson is a joke. It's a joke. They know better than to go down that road, and it's been made loudly and abundantly clear to the Trump
Did I
administration.
stutter?
We're not going to be intimidated by their tactics to try to force principled opposition from not standing up to their extremism. It hasn't happened during the entirety of this failed term. It didn't happen when Donald Trump.
Okay, that was a super long clip, but yeah, the reason why he's not necessarily my loser because of this. He's my loser because he's in charge of the Democrat Party right now, the minority leader. And he talks tough to reporters about the Trump administration. And apparently, it kind of seems like, and we'll get into it in Happens a Week, but it kind of seems like he was saying that Congress people are above the law. But he can't control his own party. His own party has zero respect for him.
Oh, I know.
Like, he's like, come on, guys. Can we not do this? Can we not wave a cane in the air and say we're going to impeach Trump? Can we just not? Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, they're doing it. He's a loser.
He is
He's
loser.
a weak leader. You know, I hate to say it, he's no Nancy Pelosi. She was
No.
a horrible, horrible human being. But
It's not like Mike Johnson's much better.
no, Mike Johnson's a loser, too. I can't stand pretty much anyone in Congress.
pretty much.
Who's your winner, Kevin?
The Biden tapes just got released from when he was testifying about the his classified information or his classified files in his garage.
Were they super articulate?
No, he sounded really bad. Pretty much, you could tell why they didn't release him because he was confused. He was like trailing off, and I guess it was really bad. So I haven't listened to all of it, but from the clips I've heard, not great. And people should have known way before that, he wasn't fit, even though everybody knew
that in 2020.
Everybody knew in 2019 he wasn't fit to be president. That everybody on the right at least. But I mean, his own party should have known way before.
Do you think his presidency might go down as one of the biggest scandals in American history?
It should.
I mean, there's other ones kind of close to it as far as like, I think wasn't Eleanor Roosevelt running the country for a while?
Yes.
So yeah, it's kind of like that, except for this dude was never in charge.
No, I don't know who was. No, the weird thing is no one knows who was running the country.
It was
Well,
all
didn't one of his assistants come out? Yeah, well, didn't one of his assistants come out and was just like bashing and saying, "Hey, he didn't do shit."
She was one of the head DNC fundraisers and did a lot. And she came out.
Is that the Asian chick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She came out and said it was basically just like all the aides and stuff around him that were making all these stupid, straight out of college, pie in the sky bullshit plans and ideas.
Yeah,
which makes sense on why America looks so weak under Biden. So yeah, so your winner is the people that release the tapes.
The people that released the tapes.
Oh, that's
so
a good
the
winner.
DOJ possibly was that probably who did it?
Pam Bondi will never be my winner. So
that's why I said the
couldn't have been
DOJ, not Pam Bondi herself.
Yeah, couldn't have been her. Matt, you got a winner?
I was just trying to think of one. The only thing that comes to mind is the head of the FBI. What's his name? Yeah,
Kash Patel.
He is fucking awesome. When Congress is talking to him, and he just does not give a flying fuck.
Oh, he's sarcastic as all out.
Yeah, I like him and Tom Homan. They're the best.
Yeah, he's like, why would I talk to you about what's going on right now? He's like, why wouldn't you?
Because it's national security.
Yeah. Yeah, he handles them quite well. I like Kash Patel.
Yes.
My winner is the Middle East.
Cool. They haven't been winners before, so
no, ever.
Well, I think the region in general.
It's always the first.
Yeah.
Has a lot. I think the region in general possibly has a brighter future ahead of them. Because that's why, like, Trump didn't go over there for peace talks or any of that. He went over there to do business.
He went over to get a plane.
And get a plane that they've been trying to offer to the United States. Everyone's like, it's a $400 million bribe.
The funny thing is, the Biden administrations were the first one who were talking to him about it and actually negotiated for the plane.
I mean, I don't care.
Well, I'm just saying, it's not like they just gave it because Trump's president. It's been in the works
Trump
for like
said,
a year.
Give gifts to people all the time. It's like, why wouldn't I take one? You know
no one wants to give me a fucking plane.
All right.
He wants to put
I
it
could
in
use a plane.
so
I don't know where I'd put it. It's
Reagan.
bigger than my neighborhood, but
I think he's doing it to troll Boeing. They're like 3 years behind on the new Air Force One. The Air Force One he flies on is like 40 years old.
Oh, I know. The backup one, they don't have a backup one anymore because it was in such bad condition.
Yeah,
oh,
so
really?
I think I wouldn't be surprised if he's doing this to troll Boeing.
I mean, they're still going to have to go through it, retrofit everything. They're going to have to check for any kind of wiretaps, any kind of shit like that. 'Cause, I mean, they just got to.
Came from Qatar.
Yeah, there was a guy, I can't remember who he was, who he represents or whatever, but he was coming out of the Senate and somebody in the hallway was asking him, like, oh, do you think that he should keep this plane? Or do you think it's a big security risk? And he's like, do you not think that Secret Service and FBI and everybody is going to strip that plane down?
Yeah.
And then put it back together to make sure that it's safe?
The Statue of Liberty was a gift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, are you going to send that back? No.
Yeah, we've been paying for that fucking gift. No, but it says, bring me your poor and lepers. Yeah, that's just some poem. That is not, federal policy.
The French
we do not
You
want
mean the lepers.
non-producing wards of the state.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit what the statute says.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the people that aren't the crazy assholes wanting to kill everybody. It's just the Middle East in general seems like right now the way things are going might have a brighter outlook at actually having a life that's not full of violence and murder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do like how Trump basically said, I don't need a long peace deal. I need one sentence. You're not getting nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
exactly.
good.
So, I mean, yeah, doesn't need to be long and drawn out. It's like you're not going to have them. And if you don't agree to it, we're going to blow up all your nuclear shit. So, whatever.
Yeah.
Not a huge fan of that, but like anybody who argues about that, like Matt Walsh is saying something about like, oh, well, that's just pro-Israel and that doesn't affect us. If anybody thinks that a crazy ass country that flat out says they're going to use nukes, gets nukes, isn't going to eventually be a problem for the United States is an idiot.
Yep.
It has nothing to do with Israel at all.
No.
It's like, hey, that 5-year-old said he's going to get a gun. It's like, nah, it's the neighbors. It doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother me. It doesn't affect me until he starts shooting over here.
Yes. Let's see.
End time.
Well, that's fine. I mean, it's going to be pretty bad for a while, but at the end, it's like 1,000 years heaven on earth. It's fine. It's not like we're doing that well right now anyway. I mean, really. I'm pretty sure about 90%, 99.99%
I could go for a good old apocalypse right now.
You know what? What percentage of the planet do you think is going to get raptured?
10?
10. Really?
Well,
I was thinking like 0.00001.
maybe I'm thinking a tenth of...
Possibly the unborn.
A tenth of 1%. So, yeah.
Yeah. And then the rest of us are just like, it's going to be so bad.
You're like, hey, where'd
hang out
Jim
with
go?
Kirk Cameron. Where's Kirk Cameron?
But then if you're not a Satanist, we'll be part of Jesus's army in the final battle. And you're drafted. You don't really have a choice in the matter.
Yeah.
So, yeah, whatever.
It happens.
So you know what? If it comes, it comes. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's my look on it. Anyway.
Yeah, the
All right,
rapture could already happen and no one will notice because no one will really be gone.
Oh, shit, the rapture happened?
Oh, he all went.
Split?
3? That's it?
Is this a Marvel movie? Where'd they all go?
It's like, oh, man. But, yeah, because there's a lot of... Well, that's why they were saying that one dude is the Antichrist that... I don't know if he's in the Middle East. I know he's American-born. But he's like, he said that him and his following chanted, and that's what killed the Pope. He's like, I did that.
What?
But I'm not the Antichrist. Yeah, he's going around on Facebook. It's some American, they think it's a CIA psyop or like either that or he was CIA and like went off the reservation and now he's leading a
cult.
A cult. Yeah, so. And he always wears a beanie because it says it makes him more relevant to the average man or some shit.
What?
Yeah, you need to look it up.
Back in the 70s?
No, this is like right now. Right now. He wears a black trench coat. He stands on a pedestal like 15 feet above the people he's preaching to, and he always has a black beanie on because it makes him more of an average blue-collar man.
Makes me good for the old common folk.
Yeah, I'll have to send you a thing. It's been going around. Everyone thinks, and they even said, I'm not the Antichrist.
I feel like that's something the Antichrist would say.
That's something they would definitely say.
Exactly.
Are you the Antichrist? No, I'm not the Antichrist.
Well, let's roll into the Trump
Antichrist
Truth.
Superstar?
Antichrist Superstar and Trump Truth.
What I say is what I say.
And the Trump Truth of the week is no inflation and prices of gasoline, energy, groceries, and practically everything else are down. The Fed must lower the rate like Europe and China have done. What is wrong with too late Powell? Not fair to America, which is ready to blossom. Just let it all happen. It will be a beautiful thing. And that was the Trump Truth.
What I say is what I say.
That dude's got a problem with Powell.
Oh, yeah. Here's the thing, though. Like, the cost of a barrel of oil is way down. But gas prices have not fallen that much.
Not for what the oil prices are.
No, it's weird.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of lag it is because oil is kind of bullshit. Since it's based on a futures market, like there is no.
Well, I know there's a summer supply and a winter supply and all that shit. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe it'll go down in the summer, but it usually doesn't. It usually goes up because that's when everybody travels.
I know if you have a Buc-ee's around you, that's the place to get gas or at least diesel. It's like 20 cents cheaper a gallon.
Yeah, I don't have a Buc-ee's around me.
It's because you're a loser.
I'm not a loser.
No,
Buc-ee's
you're a
is
loser.
a loser for not being around me.
Big star.
Buc-ee's is the fucking loser. That's my loser of the goddamn week because I don't have one around me.
Whatever, you're a loser. Buc-ee's is awesome.
Well,
They
need
were
to go
awesomer when they had the Texas BLT and cake pops. And then I think they got rid of the Boudin kolaches at mine, which is even more upsetting.
What was in the Texas
their
BLT?
cheesesteak burritos are to die for.
What was in the Texas BLT?
bacon, lettuce, and tomato.
That was pretty much
I'm sure
it,
there's more.
except for it had some kind of special
Why would you just call it a
sass.
Texas BLT if it's just a regular BLT?
Because it's in
Well,
Texas.
Probably because they had
there's
Texas
a shit ton
toast.
of bacon. It was a special lettuce and a special sauce. But then they streamlined everything because
Their
it used to
cowboy
be
sauce.
you go to a kiosk, order your food, and they would call your number. And now like everything's in a warmer.
That sauce is made from bull milk.
I don't care. That is some delicious bull milk. Figure it out, Matt. I know you can do it. And I actually do have a little Doge update, kind of, sort of. So let's do Doge
a
update
Doge
of the week.
update.
I don't have a video, but
No.
I love this. I love the stinger. So
Of course there's some wasteful spending, but you don't use a meat axe and cut everything.
it's a great stinger.
Yeah.
No, apparently Doge has been
that's
doing some
amazing.
stuff with the IRS and trying to streamline it, and there are some people that are getting checks back from like years past because the IRS like said, "Oh, you didn't pay enough. You didn't pay enough." So all these people had to cut these checks, and then they ended up going through and auditing the IRS and found out that a shit ton of people overpaid.
Oh, nice.
So just
I
getting
haven't
like
got a
random
check.
checks in the mail.
I
You
haven't
know,
got a
like
check.
normally when you get a check from or a letter from the IRS, like fuck.
Yeah.
But now these got checks in them.
Sweet. I'm going
So,
to check
yeah.
my mailbox.
You're probably not getting one.
No, absolutely not. I'm pretty sure
I might go.
I don't have any money coming back.
Yeah, so that was my Doge update of the week. So, and apparently they've done some stuff. Everyone's freaking out about Medicaid, Medicare. What they're doing is trying to eliminate fraud. And I do know some people that got on Type B with zero deductible or whatever that is. D, B, whatever.
I don't know.
But they have zero deductible now. So,
Cool.
and better coverage. So,
Awesome.
for the people that need it and use it and aren't taking advantage of it and breaking the law, things are going to get better. For people that take advantage of it, like there have found some companies are going after for a shit ton of Medicaid and Medicare fraud.
Oh, I can imagine.
They're generally medical in-betweens that just sap up all the money. So, yeah, people need to just chill out a bit.
Chill.
So that brings us to the happenings of the week. We do have a sponsor for this section. A new
Yay!
sponsor.
New sponsor.
New
sponsor.
sponsor. So let's roll into that.
What's happening?
What's happening? What's happening?
What's happening?
What's happening? What is happening?
check the length of some of these clips.
Yeah, no kidding.
So obviously, we lost the Pope, and we gained a Pope.
Yay, popes.
That should be
Pope
pretty
and popin'.
special. to
He's
you, Kevin.
Midwesterner.
Aren't you a Catholic?
I'm a cat. I was raised Catholic.
What does that mean?
I don't practice religion.
So what do you think of the new Pope? First American Pope?
I don't know.
They never
There's
wanted
been-
to have an American Pope. Like there was a thing about not electing an American cardinal to the Pope.
Didn't they have dual citizenship?
Well, he's American born. He
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
how was it?
Was it Peru?
Peru. I think it was Peru.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
That's where he did most of his work.
He's a
was down
Chicago
there.
White Sox fan who's like the worst fucking team in Major League Baseball right now. So.
Well, like they're the
Douches.
bastards of Chicago. So there's that.
I think he's a Bears fan.
Well,
But I mean, I
and
don't
he's
know.
a registered Republican.
I think he's more conservative than people were giving him credit for. He's more traditional. I wouldn't say
He just came
conservative.
out with the
he's more
church's
traditional.
traditional stance
He's
on
more
marriage.
Catholic. He's more what a Catholic Pope should be. Than,
Yeah, I mean he doesn't believe in borders.
Paul was or whatever.
Paul.
Whatever.
John Paul was like 3 popes ago.
Where have you been?
What was the last one? Then we had Benedict, right?
Benedict.
Yeah, it
Come
went
back.
him.
And what's the last one?
I think he's Catholic. I doubt he's a Jew.
Probably a Jew.
I mean, maybe. I doubt it. I don't know. But no, it was Pope Francis.
Oh, Francis. Yeah, that's right. Why can't? Why
Not Francis.
I'm not Catholic, but he wasn't one of my favorite popes.
No, Francis was a progressive.
I think Francis was the name of the anti-pope back in the day. Like a lot of people thought it was strange that he took that name.
Yeah, this one's Leo.
Leo the 14th.
Leopold.
Yeah.
But no, I mean he does have a more traditional stance on marriage. Doesn't believe in abortion. He does believe in free borders. I just like the thing I didn't like about Francis is like he spoke up about stuff that had nothing to do with the church, and he kind of seemed like he was going toward that more progressive wing where they're just saying whatever to get people into the church.
Yep.
Like as you saw when he came out, Pope Francis didn't do that because he was trying to relate to the common man. That's why he always wore all white and didn't wear the red garb and stuff like that. So just him walking out in the garb he had was more of a traditional move. So I don't know. It'd be interesting. Like I said, I'm not Catholic, so.
I just like all the memes coming out, like the Euro trip scene with the new Pope. That was fun.
Oh, yeah.
And then what was there? Oh, when they had the white smoke out of the Vatican, and then it showed a picture of
Snoop.
Snoop Dogg was there.
That's always a good one.
It's like, oh, Snoop's in the Vatican.
I don't know if I agree with the idea the Pope is ridiculous. He's
It's
a
the
leader.
head of the Catholic Church.
He's the head of the Catholic Church, which I guess the line of popes go all the way back to St. Peter.
Yeah.
So,
That's why there's the St. Peter Basilica. And
I think they step out of bounds a lot. I think they actually elected this one dude, Pope Leo, because he has a business background. He's good with numbers, and the Catholic Church is broke.
They're not broke.
No, they're like bankrupt. Billions of dollars in debt.
They got a whole basement full of fucking gold.
They could sell some stuff. Have a
Yeah, like
garage
the
sale.
Ark of the
Like
Covenant.
here's the Ark of the
Oh, the
Covenant.
Vatican.
$50.
They still have their own country.
Everything's gotta go, and it's a city-state. It's not a country
Oh yeah.
where people wear ridiculous guard uniforms. Hold on, don't run. My baggy pants makes me chafe in my gooch. The guards of the Vatican are ridiculous. I don't know what era that was to be meant to be intimidating.
I
Oh
don't
my
know.
God, you see the
The
ruffles
hammer
at his
pants were
knees?
never intimidating.
Maybe that's where Hammer got his inspiration from.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah, they probably did.
That's what I'm thinking. He probably went to went there. He's like,
I went
holy
to
crap,
that.
those pants are badass.
Yeah.
I could do some dancing in
They
them.
can dance in their pants.
The problem is they can't sneak up on anybody because their pants are super swooshy.
Yeah. And all Hammer did was bedazzle them, and bam, Hammer pants.
We'll see where it goes, because there is actually a huge uptick in Catholicism amongst the Utes.
Yeah. Religion is coming back.
Well, generally, everything is a pendulum, so I don't know. We'll see. So we kind of brought this up earlier.
It helped when they stopped touching children.
Like that should be a priority. So here's a little clip of the people doing a congressional oversight, and then the reaction from the one dude who went to jail for taking Turkish gold, his son, reacting to it. But
ICE brought to meet the mayor of Newark over 20 armed individuals. 20 armed individuals
see
to
if you
confront
pay attention
the
what's
mayor
going
of
on in the
Newark,
lower one.
along with
They rushed the gate when they were
of
bringing in a
Congress.
prison
It was an
transfer
act of
or a
intimidation.
detainee transfer.
It was
Yeah,
an act of
that
intimidation, not
woman in the
just
red.
mayor,
That's a
not
Congress
just to
woman.
us, but
Yep.
to everyone
That was going to be
watching.
another one of my
We
losers.
know what ICE has been doing in our
Yeah, that was
She's
them being
kicking and
manhandled
fucking hitting.
because they're trying
And
to
then she
secure the
said-
entrance.
And then she said, "There's no video evidence of me doing anything, of body slamming."
They feel no weight of the law. They feel no restraint.
That dude reminds me of
what they
somebody,
should be doing, and that was shown in broad daylight
but like
today, when they not just
like a
arrested the
comedian
mayor of
or like
Newark,
a character
but
in a
when they
movie
put
who's a
their
huge
hands
loser.
on
Like,
two
who votes for these
members
people?
of Congress who are standing behind me. How is this acceptable?
Starts with an R word.
To anyone in this country, how
How
is
is
this
it acceptable?
I fight along with these two incredible women every day for the people of New Jersey. We fight for the country that we should be.
I feel like you're
What we
fighting
saw
for
today is the country that we live in
illegal
under
aliens.
Donald Trump and
Exactly
his
what he's
Department
fighting
of
for.
Homeland
All
Security
these
under
people
his
are either
ICE
convicted of rape,
doesn't
murder,
reflect
or
who we are as a country. Reflects
violence.
everything wrong.
Well, here's
with the moment
AOC's
that we're
take
in.
on it. Yeah.
And now what DHS is trying to say, again, they're
it's
using
Matt's
public intimidation
girlfriend.
because they know that they cannot come for us all.
Somebody who's on a web show.
They know that
doing
they are
a
not
web
that they
day
cannot
is
come for us
talking
all.
about
And
public
recently, what they said
intimidation.
is that DHS is allegedly looking
She
into
really means it,
arresting
'cause she's
members
doing the
of
finger thumb
Congress
Not
who were
sure.
showing up for their legal and constitutional obligation to
You had to
conduct
get
oversight.
24-hour notice. You
If
can't just
anyone's
rush
breaking
in,
the
don't
law in this situation,
And you still have to get
it's not
approval.
members of Congress,
Yeah.
it's the Department of Homeland Security. It's people like Tom Homan and Secretary
Did you put
Christy
Tom
Noem.
Homan's response to
You
this?
lay a finger
Yeah.
on someone,
No,
on
did you
Representative
put
Bonnie
Tom Homan
Watson
had a
Coleman,
response to this?
on Representative or any of
his
the
response to this, that
representatives
was
that
good.
were
I
there,
heard it.
you lay
I
a
did,
finger on them, we are going to have a problem.
The
Because the
man.
people who are breaking the law
Look at those teeth.
are the
How
people
long
who are
is
not
this?
abiding by it. And it is enshrined in the law that members of Congress who show up to ICE and CBP
Never gonna live that down.
facilities.
I didn't think they could be that long. I guess they could be up to 3
Don't
minutes
stand behind
long.
her. You might get kicked.
Well, it's been a while, so maybe I don't
What
care.
happened to your hips, Matt? Oh, I got mule kicked. It was a new thing we were trying. It ended horribly.
Yeah. It's great.
Instead of the donkey punch.
Whatever you're
it's a
into.
horse kick.
Whatever you're into. I'm so glad I came in tonight.
Hey, Matt, we don't kink shame, okay? You do you, bro.
So glad I got on tonight.
Right?
There's nothing else I would rather be doing.
What'd you think about the mayor of Newark getting arrested?
Good.
Good.
You rushed in. One,
Yeah,
you're
they
not a
did-
member of Congress. You have no oversight. That's
You
a
do
federal
illegal
facility.
things. Yeah.
Well, technically, what the
illegal
Congress
things. Okay.
women and man did
It's an
was against
insurrection.
the law. You can't just show up and be like,
Wish
hey, I
would.
got government oversight. Okay,
No,
cool.
You had to
Where's
give
your
24-hour
paperwork?
notice, and they had to give you approval to go in.
Yeah, so I don't know. What'd
You
you think
can't
of
just
the
rush in.
What'd you think of the India-Pakistan debacle? That
Are
was a
they,
little
they're
hairy.
still at
Yeah.
war, right? Or did the
No.
ceasefire actually take? Didn't they
No,
break
it-
the ceasefire like 6 hours later?
I don't think so. Look it up, Matt. You're the man.
Is the ceasefire still happening? But I don't know. India's going to win. I mean,
Well, they
they
both
got
have
the most
nukes.
people in the world.
It's always nice when two nuclear powers are going at each other.
Oh, I know.
And India has a tendency to go overboard with responses.
Yeah.
Just ask China.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they deserve it, but
Why do you think China hasn't tried to go back in?
Yeah. Well, not only
I mean,
did they
you've got to,
fail,
though. When you got a communist country right next to you, you've got to.
they found out how weak their military was.
Yeah.
Did you hear a rumor or I mean, obviously everything's a conspiracy theory nowadays, but apparently that the Chinese population is not nearly as big as what they say it is?
That makes sense. I mean, it used to be, but when they did the
There are some people that say they're lying by about 1 billion people.
Seriously? So the world only has 7 billion people instead of 8? Or is it 9?
Well, some lady was saying that they're like they say they have like 1.4 billion and it's more like 400 million.
Really?
Yeah. Supposedly. There's no way of checking it because after COVID, they stopped reporting, which is kind of weird. I didn't know people did this, but apparently countries report when they cremate people.
What?
Yeah. So they stopped that, and then they stopped reporting
Just
their child
cremation?
vaccination
What about
rates.
burials? Do they count those, or
I don't know.
Or are
But
those people
they specifically
because they might possibly come up in the cremation can't happen. A zombie apocalypse can't happen if there's people are cremated.
Well, that's true.
So maybe that's why they need to know.
But no, after COVID, they stopped reporting cremations and they stopped reporting child vaccinations. 2 things you can use to determine population and growth.
Well, I think it was on the decline
because only
before
4 people died in
COVID.
China during COVID.
Yeah, I'm sure. But
Of COVID, there's
the
plenty of
place it
people that
started-
starved to death in their apartments when they welded them inside. Yeah. But that's not from COVID.
That's true. It's not from COVID. It's from starvation. Totally
When
different.
Xi Jinping comes out and is like basically telling people, no, you got to suffer for patriotism. Have grit.
Yeah, you don't need to eat.
Yeah, that country's falling apart super fast.
Yeah.
Did you find anything, Matt? Pakistan, India still fighting?
Well, right now they're still on a ceasefire, but the 4-day military conflict from May 7th to the 10th was the deadliest in decades.
Oh. As long as you can prove Kevin wrong, that's all I care.
But right now, the United States brokered ceasefire on May 10th, which continues to hold for now.
Oh, that's good.
Good.
Let's see. The
This
weird
was
thing
as
is,
of yesterday.
I guess it's because of the tariff talk, but crypto and markets seem to be looking pretty good right now.
They are looking good.
I don't have a lot of money in stock markets. So I don't give a shit. I only got a couple $100 in crypto, so
Yeah,
unlike
yeah.
some of our listeners who
I ain't
probably
got
made
shit
like
on
10
anything,
grand
so.
or plus the last couple days. Not naming any names. Not me. Not
I know
you.
I haven't made shit.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know what crypto is? See, it's
I
like
know
a
what it
coin,
is,
but
but
it's
I
not
don't-
real. And it's on the internet.
It's all
I don't
fake
understand
shit.
how all that works. I just
No
saw
one
one of my
does.
friends. One of my friends posted on Facebook that he's huge into that. He just bought a big ass house because crypto.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
if you play it right, you can make a shit ton of money, especially if you,
You
play
can.
the shit meme coins. If
Yeah.
you play those right, you can make an ass ton of money. And you can also
Yep.
lose a lot of money.
Yes.
Like
I've done both.
trading someone a wireless headset for $100 worth of SHIB emu or whatever, and then it getting delisted.
Yeah.
I want to know what the best crypto is to buy. That's what I want to know.
Bitcoin probably.
Long haul. I've had XRP, and I've been doing pretty good with that for parking.
Oh.
Just waiting for the next shit.
I don't
meme
think I
coin
have
to come
anything
out.
in anything right now. I have 0 in stock market, 0 in crypto.
I have.
I am broke.
I think I have a few bucks on Robinhood. But
I have
no idea what.
I have 2 shares of what was that shit stock you told me to buy, Kevin?
I can't remember what the hell that is.
The one I lost a couple $100 on.
I made a
and I
lot of money on the
refused to
last.
sell.
I made a lot of money on the last GameStop one though.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about China coming to the table?
Good.
I think it was inevitable because China is, like we just said before, China is not who we think they are. They're a paper tiger.
Yeah.
So they needed it more than we did. Their economy was about to collapse. They had manufacturing was shutting down. A bunch of people were out of work. The populace was starting to bitch and revolt. So they had to do something.
Well, and we have become overly reliant on China for crap, like goods.
Temu.
But when you're the consumer, you have all the power.
Yeah.
It's like if you don't want to spend an ass ton of money on a new car, the trick is for people to stop spending an ass ton of money on a new car. And then they have to lower the price or they'll go out of business.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here.
Muding is the new ship. Kikius Maximus.
Oh, yeah, you probably own a shit ton of Maximus too, didn't you? Oh, man, you lucky crypto looker guy. His X handle again. See, if you can follow that stuff, Elon moves crypto markets like crazy.
Oh, I know.
To where he can manipulate that market so easy. It's like,
I'm
hey,
pretty sure he probably has to make some money.
Oh, whatever. Yeah, if you have enough money, you can push a market on crypto anyway, especially with crap shit memes. I mean, you have to have a decent amount, not millions of dollars, but if you drop, $10,000, $20,000 on a coin,
or $500 million on something,
you don't have to do that. You just drop a couple tens of thousands on it, and you'll cause a price spike, and then you sell.
Yeah.
Problem is, I don't have that money. I have tens of dollars. Because people don't
I have
like,
negative tens of dollars.
I was going to say,
because more people need to subscribe, comment, and hit that like button.
Yeah.
And tell all your friends about it.
Yeah, make sure you tell everybody. Let's get this going so, I
that
can
way,
actually have money and
I'll have
invest
20s
in
of dollars to put on crypto. I'm
will-
shooting
I
for
would
20s.
Yes. What is
20 cents?
Yeah.
Whatever,
But yeah,
I don't
China
care.
coming to the table, like, that was inevitable. And everyone thinks, like, Trump lost all this. I'm like, no, it's a 90-day pause. The whole point of the thing was they want to renegotiate trade deal. What he wants to do, and here's the thing. Trump had a deal with China, and he blames it on Biden, probably. I mean, there's probably some truth to that. That they had a deal set up, and then China lies all the time about everything. But he's trying to get into the Chinese market so we can send stuff over there, which is all good things for America. It's not just like them like screwing us over and stuff like that. It's like, no, he wants to get into these markets. Like if he gets into India's market, they actually do have an ass ton of people.
Yep.
Like half the world's population. But like that would be huge. And they are very big on keeping other countries out. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how it pans out. Either way, China knows that they can't win. They have manufacturing facilities closing down left and right. The small, the non-state funded ones.
Yep.
We talked about the plane.
The plane, boss, the plane.
Oh, that's inappropriate. So here's another one that's super long. But what do you think about the South American or South African refugee? Is it South African or South American?
South African.
That's South American.
Yeah, I know. Is it
The
wrote
South
wrong?
Africans. Notice how these immigrants have, United States flags and not, Mexican flags. Or South African flags.
Yeah.
And there's only like 50 of them.
Welcome
there
to
weren't
the
a
United
lot of
States of America.
But there's a lot of people saying this is all about racism and
They were vetted. It's a little different when why people are getting kicked out? It's not because of the color of their skin, because they weren't vetted. They just walked in. They're here illegally. Kevin,
you need to launch a coin on X.
I'm not launching shit.
Call it the Kevolution coin.
Ooh.
And no, I didn't. Why did that skyrocket?
Probably.
You can buy the Trump watch with that coin. No, everyone's making it about. Did you hear that one dude who came out and said, "Well, only a few families have been murdered."
Yeah.
Like that was
Just a
their
few.
response.
I know.
The problem is there's a lot of shit going on over there that doesn't necessarily make the news because I thought they were doing another ethnic cleansing there.
They are.
Like they did back in the day where they ran out all the white people. And unfortunately, I guess a majority of the farmers were white. So then a lot of people starved to death. So apparently somebody got it in their head to where that'd be a good idea to do it again.
I don't know, man. Don't know a lot about the South African nation. I know Elon Musk is there, and we just got some of them here. So,
well, it's an example of somebody being persecuted for actually by the people in charge. So,
yep.
I don't know. So here's something that I did not know.
I thought that we were still negotiating Panama. We got what we wanted out of Panama.
We got everything there. Chinese companies are out. Tariffs to put our ships through are down. U.S. troops are there providing security for the canal now. 100% he got.
I didn't even know that.
Now, you didn't hear about it because
no, I thought it was a standstill.
The press won't. No, he got everything. And he got it in record time. And the press won't report it because it's a victory for Trump.
So, yeah. Well, I noticed that you haven't heard anything about Panama in quite a while.
No. See, you haven't heard anything about Panama. What else?
Are there still cartels? No.
Yes, there's still cartels in Panama, I'm sure. But the canal's ours.
Yeah.
So that's good.
That was a good...
So now we don't have to pay to get, our boats through.
I don't think we should have to pay anything ever. There
To
should
nobody.
Be zero cost to the United States for using the canal.
Yeah, we built it.
Yeah. And then Carter sold it for $1.
Fucking Carter, man.
Fucking Carter.
Fucking Carter.
Well, I really, I don't have anything else. You got anything else?
Nope.
I guess that means, man, I got this all jacked up.
Matt's movie review?
No, I don't got this jacked up. Somebody has been messing with stuff.
I haven't touched anything.
Okay.
The only thing I did was...
But Matt, let's do your movie review.
We give him the title. He watches the movie. You get the opinion you never asked for. This is Matt's weekly movie review. I like movies.
This week's movie review is Sinners, and good Lord, it is probably one of the best movies of the year. Definitely one of the best movies of the year so far. One of the best vampire movies I've seen since From Dusk Till Dawn. It was directed by Ryan Coogler, who did Black Panther, Creed, Fruitvale Station, along with his buddy and Josh's favorite actor of all time, Michael B. Jordan. Also starring Haley Steinfeld, Jack O'Connell, and it introduces Miles Caton, who is just like steals the show with his singing and guitar playing. The movie, it's set in the 1930s down in Mississippi. It's centered around family, great music. It has a lot of blues, Irish, has a really awesome scene where it kind of incorporates all kinds of music. It delves into race, control, freedom, but mostly it's about the culture down there and family. Michael B. Jordan, he has probably his best performance of his career so far. He plays twin brothers, completely different personalities and mentalities. One is a shoot and punch you in the face and then ask questions later. The other one is sly and people pleaser, and he's awesome. Scenes with both characters at the same time, it's really seamless, and the technology is awesome. You can't really tell anything. Haley Steinfeld is great as always. She has probably the best couple lines of the movie, and if you've seen the movie, you know exactly which ones I'm talking about. It's just got a fantastic cast. Everything about this movie is awesome. It's not a perfect movie. There are a couple plot holes in it, but it's awesome. The villain in it is very, very good. I would say this movie gets a 9 out of 10. Definitely see this movie. I've seen it twice. It just got re-released into IMAX, and I'm kind of bummed that we don't have an IMAX theater around here, but definitely go see this movie. That's my movie review.
I like movies.
Did you ever see Nosferatu? Is that any good?
Nosferatu, I saw it. It's okay. It's not as good as I thought it was going to be. But it's interesting. Bill Skarsgård is fucking awesome. He played the clown in It. He played Pennywise, and he's Nosferatu. Looks like a gay porn parody.
You know, I read it before I put it up, but you rereading it.
Yeah, you reading it made that comment.
Oh, thank you for that.
Jesus.
Woo.
Wow.
That was great. I didn't even know it was a vampire movie.
Yeah, it's a vampire movie.
Yeah, so the brothers, a lot of sucking, a lot of drooling, a lot of, yeah.
Oh, you're making it worse.
Great.
Well, good. So what movie are you going to do for next week, Matt?
I was thinking about The Accountant too, but do you guys have any requests?
No, that works.
Yeah.
I was probably going to see that on Tuesday for
no spoilers because I haven't seen it yet. So if I don't see it by
I haven't
next
seen
week.
any of these movies.
You don't really do spoilers in your reviews, though.
I don't think I've spoiled anything.
No, you don't. You're doing.
I think this review is probably better than my last couple, but actually broke shit down for this one.
I'm glad we're not playing the trailers in the background anymore.
Yeah.
I know. We did it once, and we got hit with a copyright strike because
First Killer Clowns.
Paramount sucks.
Good Lord.
Oh,
Is either that or Universal? I forgot who it was, but yeah, they suck.
We were doing one, yeah, and then my internet wasn't working right, so
that would be that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did either of you see, Kevin? Did you see any movies last week?
I haven't seen shit at all, at all lately.
Gotcha. Josh, did you see it?
I don't go to the theater.
No, I haven't been to the theater in a while. It makes a pretty badass popcorn at home, so watch a lot of movies at the house.
Right. The best movie I've seen in a theater probably in a while was, other than this one, was
Spider-Man: No Way Home. Oh, sorry.
No, that I can watch anywhere. Oppenheimer in the theater was awesome.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty good. I liked Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
I don't know the last really good movie that I saw. I think as far as because it's funny, you go back and watch older movies and they have original plots and they're good. And then you compare it to nowadays where it's very rare for a nice, apparently that Josh, what's his face movie that came out that's in the theater now?
Hartnett?
Yeah. Apparently that's pretty good.
His comeback.
The plane one? Yeah. Where he's on a plane?
Yeah, like Honky's on a plane or something like that.
No.
I don't think it's called
Honky's
on a plane.
Oh.
I don't think it's that one.
So
that's his other B-rated movie.
No, but apparently it was pretty good. So I saw him.
That one M. Night Shyamalan movie wasn't bad. I thought he did pretty
that
good.
One. That wasn't bad. Ever since Oppenheimer, he's started to come back. Yeah.
Trapped was pretty good.
Yeah, that was good. I watched that at home, though. I'm not going to go to the theater for that.
No, I wouldn't go watching it.
I did want to see The Accountant, too, though, because I really liked the first one.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Not the biggest Ben Askren fan, but
I thought he was a pretty good Batman.
Ever since he played Batman, though, that's how he talks now.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I don't have to talk like this anymore. Oh, but I'm rich. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I thought he did pretty good playing an autistic guy.
Yeah.
Oh, he got really into that one now.
Yeah. He was really beating the shit out of himself with those sticks.
No, don't play. Don't.
Nope. No inappropriate.
We don't take movie suggestions anymore.
You suggest bad movies. All right. Well, yeah. So if you can knock out The Accountant too, and then I think the week after that, I want you to review Ernest Goes to Camp.
Ooh.
It's on Prime.
Okay.
Have you seen it?
Years ago.
Yeah, you need to rewatch it. It's an American classic.
If
The
this is
ingenuity.
another,
Look, if you're gonna get a movie request from me, it's gonna be
a classic.
It's gonna be a classic. Ernest Goes to Camp. I love that movie as a kid.
It's gonna be fun around Christmas time.
Kevin, what do you got?
Ernest Goes to Jail.
Ernest, I do like Ernest Goes to Jail. That's a good one.
Do you think John Cena should be the next Ernest?
Wasn't there an Ernest Halloween?
John Cena should not be in any other movies ever again.
He's a good Peacemaker.
That's about it.
He's
I
good
don't know.
comedy. He's a great comedian.
No, he's not.
Which Peacemaker season 2 is coming out here in the next month, 2 months, maybe
I haven't
August.
seen the first one.
It's awesome.
What's it on?
Season,
Max.
yeah, it's on
Max.
Max. HBO Max. They moved it. They switched it back.
Yeah, now I gotta frickin'
switched it back.
Now I gotta actually get Max because I changed internet provider, so I lost my.
There is
Dude,
no
I was watching Last of Us. Like, I like the first season of Last of Us. The second season has been pretty disappointing.
Well, yeah, they're trying to make into something it's not.
What are you talking about? You talking about The Last of Us? The reason why season 2 is being horrible is because they're following the game.
No,
and everybody apparently
they're
hated
not.
the
They're
second.
making it worse than the game that wasn't very good.
Yeah.
Well, they
They're
should
really
have just...
leaning into the lesbian thing.
Why?
Way too much.
Is that why, like, her forehead's so big on the internet?
Yeah. No,
That's just how it is in real life. That's how.
They really miscast her too.
Yeah,
I like that. I liked her as the
person that's
the little
Abby
girl in
in
Game
her.
of Thrones.
Yeah.
You know, she was good that she is.
Well, the
not
funny thing.
good.
The funny thing is, the girl who's cast as Abby now, who's supposed to be huge, and she's not.
Yeah.
She auditioned to be Ellie for season 1.
She should have been Ellie.
She was like in the finals, and then they gave it to this girl that.
Hey, let's go with the girl whose face stopped growing at the age of 8, but her head kept growing.
Yes.
Non-binary.
You know what it looks like is the Elephant Man.
Have you seen that Kurt Russell movie, Super High, or something like that?
Super High.
Yep.
It's like a high school for superheroes. It's a real
Sky High.
Movie. Sky High.
No, I have not seen it.
Super High. That's a fucking
That seems
Method
like
Man, Red Man.
That seems like a freaking Snoop Dogg fucking.
Yes, that is a.
Well, how high is Method Man and Red Man?
I don't even think I finished that movie. That movie was horrible.
No, I don't care
Centipede?
about people being sewn to people's butts eating poop.
No, it was all part of a thing. It was an experiment.
Yeah, the human centipede.
So was Tusk.
It's gross.
Tusk
Did you ever watch Tusk?
Tusk was weird.
Good God.
Yeah, that was. I'm not a
How
Kevin
about
Smith movie.
Island of
friend
Dr.
told me to do that
Monroe.
again. He told me to watch that, and I hate him for that.
Why?
Because that movie is just
Which movie? Tusk?
Tusk.
Yeah.
Have you seen The Island of Dr. Moreau?
That's weird.
Arguably one of Val Kilmer's greatest performances.
It's arguably one of the worst movies ever made.
Shh.
It is. It's fucking.
It's
bad.
coming from Josh, so it's probably.
I watch good movies. Sometimes. Just because I'm a huge fan of B-roll does not mean I don't like good movies. Bruce
What's your
Campbell is
favorite movie?
arguably one of the greatest actors
That
to
is
ever
true.
bless
I'll give you
the
that.
silver
Bruce
screen.
Campbell is a national treasure.
That
I
is
did like
a
his
dude
cameo in Doctor Strange.
who frickin' he's got tons of cameos. That is a dude who settled into the B-roll genre and owned it.
Oh yeah.
He's America's movie star.
What was that show he was on? It was about the Evil Dead, but I can't remember.
Evil Dead.
Yeah, it's literally what it was called.
No, the show was called something
Evil
different.
Ash versus Evil Dead.
Ash versus the Evil Dead.
Yeah.
That was a good show.
That was a good show.
And then they pissed him off, and he said
Yep.
he'll never be Bruce Campbell or never be Bruce Campbell.
He'll never.
He'll never be Bruce
again.
Campbell.
He'll never
I'm
don
I'm
Ashley's
gonna
blue
always
shirt
gonna be
again.
Ash.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Ash.
If you don't know his name is Ashley, then you're not a true fan. His real name's
Yeah.
Ashley.
Well, before we go, just remind everybody, there's some new barbecue sauce out. Our new sponsor, Yummy Tummy Barbecue.
.com, Lost Common, 10% off your first order.
I'm getting some tomorrow.
Yeah,
You
it is
going to
literally
Grillworks?
the greatest barbecue sauce on the planet.
I was trying to get some tonight, but they were closed.
If you order online, you live in the Quad Cities, Iowa, Illinois, you can go to Steve's Old Time Tap, pick it up.
Order online and order for store pickup at Steve's Old Time
Or
Tap.
Kevin
Grab
will
a beer
deliver.
while you're there. The beer's not for
Kevin,
you.
you don't want to deliver?
Fuck no. I ain't getting paid by
Want to
these
be the
schmoes.
delivery boy?
These cheap freaking, owners of theirs. They wouldn't pay me to drop off barbecue sauce.
No, I know them. They would not do that.
They would not.
Oh, yeah. You guys could
But
cheap
it
ass.
is some of the best barbecue sauce on the planet, so make sure you buy some. That's not hyperbole. That's true. That is some of the best barbecue sauce
Very, very good.
on Earth.
All right. Well, you guys got anything else?
Nope.
All right. Well, until next time, I'm Josh.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Matt.
And this has been a totally awesome, tubular, bodacious episode of The Lost Art of Common Sense.
Common
Sense!
Keep that thumb spinning.
And remember, don't be boring, be a pirate.
And stay classy.
That's right. We'll see you next week, everybody.